3, 2, 1. Oh my God, that's cold.
Wow.
Welcome back to You Betcha Radio Podcast presented by FairwayMeatMarket.com. We're the coldest podcast in all the Midwest. I am Myles, You Betcha guy, here with Ryan, the t-shirt guy, and we got a good show for you. We talked about some big news here at You Betcha. We also talked about some really bad podcast ideas, workshopped a few of them, and then we talked Halloween and my near-death experience. So you gotta listen to the episode to check them out. But before we do that, we gotta talk to you guys about FairwayMeatMarket.com. Today, Ryan and I are wearing the meat gear.
Meat.
It looks like we are literally local sales reps for Fairway Meat Market right now. We both got the Fairway Meat Market polos on. We got the hats on. I am loving the way that this polo is fitting me right now. It's comfortable.
Yeah, it's breathable.
I think the logo looks sharp and clean. Same with the hat. We've been waiting on some Fairway merch. We finally got it. So guys, if you don't know what Fairway is, fairwaymeatmarket.com. You go to the website, you pick out some meat, pick out a package, you order it, gets delivered to your door, and you'll be cooking up some beautiful steaks, beautiful bacon, the whole thing in no time. They hand pick all of their meat, all their meats, and make sure that you're only getting the best. And that's actually true. I talked to these guys about their processes. A lot of meat people will, I call them meat people now. Mm-hmm. Meat people will buy cattle in bulk, and they hand pick them. They one by one. They will not buy in bulk, is what they told me. I believe I understand that correctly. And so they only are going to choose the best for you guys. And we have a You Betcha package.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's good.
You get steaks, you get burgers, you get bacon, you get side dishes. Side dishes?
Yeah.
It's not side dish eye, right?
Dishes. Yeah. No, plural. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Not like fungi and syllabi. Bunch of chops. You get a side dishes. Maybe you get some sort of dish on the side, and you can get $100 off your order on a You Betcha package by using promo code You Betcha YOUBETCHA at checkout. $100 off. That's a lot of Busch Light you can save.
Yeah.
So not only will you have all of the meats, you'll be able to have a little extra cash to get a couple 2-3 cases of Busch lattes, some bushels, as you would say. So head to fairwaymeatmarket.com. Use promo code YouBetcha for $100 off the You Betcha package. Don't hesitate. Go get it. It's a great gift for Dad this holiday season. So go check out fairwaymeatmarket.com. Let's just get into the show.
I would venture to say it's almost the nectar of the gods. Back, baby, back. I want my... Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hello, and welcome back to episode 90 of the You Betcha Radio podcast. I am Ryan, the t-shirt guy, and the merch closes down tomorrow. Guys, OUBetcha.com. All of our merch is currently open right now.
And by tomorrow, you mean Thursday, right?
Correct.
What's the
Thursday.
date? Thursday, the 29th.
Thursday, October
Correct.
29th. The merchandise is going down for a couple weeks before we get ready for our Black Friday launch next month. So guys, we got the flags, we got the hats, we got all that available. OUBetcha.com. Go check it out before it's too late. On the same note, Tyler, you've been still going hard at You Betcha Radio, man.
Yeah.
From episode 1 all the way 3 episodes a week.
Yeah, we just learned about your co-best men. Today's podcast that drops is actually you guys on a boat. You're on a boat podcasting
on the lake.
So it's it's a fun little blast from the past, especially because we have 6 inches of snow outside. So that'd be a fun one to go back and watch and reminisce.
Yep. So guys, go check it out. You Betcha Radio.
We've actually done 2 podcasts from boats.
Really?
One was in the water and one was at U Motors Motorsports Marine, located in Fargo, North Dakota, and Pelican Lake, Minnesota. They have all of the best brands.
Callback.
Keep going.
Big callback.
No,
You had that
no free
memorized.
ads. No free ads.
Guys, you can check those episodes, starting from episode 1. Tyler's dropping 2 a week at You Betcha Radio on all platforms. Yeah, kind of fun to reminisce from the past all the way back to episode 1. Myles, I could go for talking about insurance, banking, anything to really do with financials when it comes to a podcast. I'm wondering if you have any podcast ideas that you would absolute dread coming into every day.
Well, Ryan, we'll get into that in a moment, but we have something more important than that. We have a big announcement.
What's the announcement?
Really big.
Wait, where have you been before when we were talking about this before? Tyler, we said it out loud, right?
We did. It's okay.
You were way too busy in your fettuccine Alfredo over there to...
Yeah, I wasn't in on the loop.
No.
Enlighten me.
I think you're misinterpreting the rundown sheet. I think that's what's throwing you off here. Because we mix things up right away. But Ryan, we're growing specifically.
We are growing, Ryan.
In what we're doing right now.
Okay, well, this is good. You are about to find out this news as Ryan does. I don't know if he's what planet Ryan's on right now, but welcome back to Earth, Ryan. You're about to find out. So this
is what happens.
It just happened like 10 minutes ago before this.
Okay. What do we, segment 1. I was off track, so get me back on.
Well, you were on track, but not completely. We'll get into that. But the, not breaking news, but more so just exciting news here at You Betcha is we are expanding our podcast network.
Woo! Oh, that news. Yay.
Holy shit, Ryan.
There we go.
So I will be starting my own new podcast as well as this one. This one's not going anywhere. This is our baby. This is our flagship. We love doing this. Just a couple of guys, me and dudes, drinking some beers, having a good time. I will be starting my own podcast. Should we tease him a little bit to start here and not tell all the
just
details?
Like a slap and tickle.
Because it'll be a few weeks before it goes live.
Yeah, give it a little tickle.
So I'll be starting my own podcast. This one's not really new, but Ryan and Tyler have their own breakfast ball podcast called Double Bogey Show.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if you haven't listened to that, you got to go check it out.
Every Monday.
And then this other one, I'm actually like really excited about. This is a brainchild of my own.
This one I think is just exciting for the You Betcha brand as a whole.
I think so as well. We will be bringing on someone or someones from outside of You Betcha.
Fresh faces
that you've never seen before on the You Betcha crew. I think that they are going to be very good at podcasting. And so I'm excited about it. I think that you guys should be excited about it too. Maybe a little bit different demo, maybe a little bit something different, but, and you know that it didn't work out if you don't ever see that podcast come to the light of day, by the way. It's not set in stone. It's not 100% set in stone, but I feel good about it. So yeah, I mean, we're going to have 4 podcasts underneath the podcast network. And I will have to say that sounded a little bit like it may be me and Charlie Barons. It's not me and Charlie Barons on a podcast.
Nope.
2 fresh faces.
Fresh.
Literally 2
brand new
fresh faces. So you guys are just going to have to wait and see on that. But I mean, Tyler since day one has been wanting to do a podcast network.
Yes. Since the day I interviewed.
Yeah, he said that was the one thing he thinks that
well, it fucking took you long enough, Tyler.
Oh, I've been going after.
So as a great interviewer that I am, I not only want to know what these guys are capable of doing, I want them to know what they think we're doing well. I also ask the people that I'm interviewing what they would do if they're working here, what's something that they would want to do that we aren't currently doing. And Tyler's on his interview day was that he would want us to expand our podcast network.
Did you go in any more detail than just expand into a podcast?
He probably
network?
gave some shitty idea about a podcast, which is great because that leads into where you were going before.
Yep, we'll get there.
We'll get there. But it was probably some shitty idea for a podcast. I cared about is that he knew that we needed to start a podcast network, and I agreed with him So that was a positive when we hired him.
Why was that something you want to start, Tyler?
Because I love podcasts, and I think it's a great way to get us in front of different audiences, in front of different people that can all come in and embrace what we stand for as a company through different avenues. And I think a podcast is also a great way to try new things that you don't have to commit to forever. So if we tried one shitty segment in one podcast, it's not the end of the world.
Well, we have. We've done some bad ones.
Yes.
People's at Craigslist.
That was a great segment.
So, you know,
I can't wait till that one drops on You Bet Your Radio.
It has ours.
Oh, it has. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one watched
Episode
No
2.
one watched it.
Oh, really?
Yep. Somebody was harping about Christmas trees left
Yes.
in their yard or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that next, after we launch these 4 or have these 4, the next one, number 5, should be Ryan should have his own ASMR podcast.
Oh, I would love that.
It'll go right along idea with that great idea for Midwest ASMR that you
Yep.
had pitched and
Yep.
did a really good job on.
Be a good Twitch stream too.
Yep. So yeah, we're excited about this. I think, I don't know, this is like, Tyler, you've wanted this from the get-go. I've wanted this for a while. I've wanted to start another podcast on top of this. It's a little more niche, not as much as broad as this. Like, I love that this we can talk about anything, but I also am excited to do more of a niche podcast. And I think what's cool about this is it's also one of those things of what I like about doing this business is we may put it out and no one listens or likes it. Then it's like, fine, but at least we tried it out and we tried it. We'll learn a lot more. And I think by us doing other podcasts, we'll make this podcast right here, like, do better as well.
Yes,
for sure.
It's like shooting free throws. You're only going to get good at shooting you're only going to make free throws if you shoot them. So it's kind of one of those things. And, I'm excited. It's, you know, I talk a lot about more so internally than externally, but I mean, we're running a business here. I love running this business. I love trying to improve this business. And this is one of those things is in order for You Betcha to keep rolling, we got to keep expanding and keep bringing in new things. And I think that's a good way. This is a good way for us to do it.
Right.
And I think it's just natural fit. No one's bad. There's been no pushback on creating new podcasts here. You know,
Right.
no one's been like, I don't think we should. It's like, yeah, this is absolutely the right move to do this. And I think it's fun too, because then it's not entirely my voice that's behind the You Betcha brand. It's you guys have a voice and other people have a voice as well. Not to be named yet.
Yeah, Myles. So right now, the You Betcha network, podcast network, we have 2 live podcasts right now. We got You Betcha Radio, and then we have the Breakfast Ball
Double Bogey Show.
The Double Bogey Show,
baby.
Yep. Which is Tyler and I. So you said there's 4 coming. What's the timeline for these next 2 to get rolling and episodes getting out on the air?
TBD.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Okay.
But
So-
we're teasing it. It'll be soon.
Mm-hmm.
Be soon, but
Okay.
we're still teasing it. But I'm excited. We wanted to tease it a little bit. I think one thing we don't do well here at You Betcha is hype anything up and let people know stuff is coming. We kind of just slap it in their face.
Bam, there it is.
Yeah, so I think this is a good way. We'll talk about it periodically until it's actually out. And then, I think it's going to be good. But back to what you were saying about Tyler on his interview. He probably gave us a shitty idea for a podcast. We all decided we're going to write down or get one thing that we think would be something that we're not going to do. A podcast that we are not going to take on and talk about those right now. You have yours, Ryan?
Yeah, I have a general idea.
Yeah.
Of either what I would never do or never listen to. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys have to say.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
So here's what I think. You have to stay with me. So here's what I think would be a bad podcast. I think that you take about 3 or 4 construction guys that are 60 plus and you stick a mic in front of them and that's the podcast and they talk. And the reason why I think that'd be such a shitty podcast is because this is what it would be like. So Yeah, what's been going on? Nothing. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of rain lately. Yeah, it's been wet out there. Yeah. So, well, I suppose, and that'll be it. My dad's a construction worker. I have worked with construction people. I love the construction industry, but no one would say that the construction industry is necessarily the best communicators or great at conversation. Can we all agree on that?
Yes. But here's the thing. Some of the bits
I'm in the process of building a home, and it is the least amount of communication I've ever been a part of in an industry.
Some of the bits you brought to the table from your construction days have been some of the funniest bits ever.
But is that the old guys, though?
They're medium. They're probably 40, 50s-ish.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, it's just like, I love the construction industry. I'm so glad I was in it. It was awesome, but they're just terrible communicators. So for them to sit, especially the older guys are like, just, yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean?
You have to pry it out of them.
It's pry it out of them. Now, there's a twist. This actually could be an electric podcast if they all were 15 beers deep. Because
That's
I think
very different conversation.
Yeah, I think once like construction guys start drinking together, then it's like a light switch flips, and they're like the most talkative, ridiculous, funny guys ever. But it's like when they're sober, it's just like, weather. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a little bit
So we won't be doing a podcast with 3 old construction guys. I can tell you that much.
A little bit of structure, though, from someone like you, Myles. It could be a big hit.
A little bit of some intoxication from Mr. Daniels and Mr. Bush, and I think they would be okay.
Yep. Would that be the drink of choice around the construction world?
I feel like a lot of old guys like brandy.
Brandy probably.
Some EJ.
Yep.
Some brandy. What else do they like to drink? I also think they like to drink whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then and like just like an older crowd, just they're definitely not drinking any craft beer whatsoever.
No.
God no. They're drinking like old Milwaukee's best.
Yeah,
that's what they're drinking.
Or grain belts.
Yeah,
grain belts.
Yep.
Mick Golden, but not the new cans.
No.
The old.
They're rebelling against the new cans.
They only buy the old bottles that are like got that like little like
the gold swoosh on them.
But the you know how like they have like a
like the neck label. Are you talking about?
They're ribbed. Yeah, like the ribbed glass on it. Yeah, like only those ones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Blast from the past.
My grandpa drinks those.
Does he?
100%.
Yeah.
There you go.
100%.
Perfect example.
So that was that's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense to you.
No, it did. We won't be listening to that here or starting anything like that.
Like I said, could be electric, a lot of liquor, a lot of booze, sober, terrible.
Yeah. A little bit of structure.
Tyler, what do you got?
A podcast, Ryan. Now, relax.
He always prefaces it
I'm
with
not-
like
I'm
he always
not-
thinks I'm going to get mad at
You
something
might
he's gonna say.
podcast about printing merch.
Oh, I
That
would
was-
100% agree.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, it's basically like any podcast, unless you're in that trade about a trade,
it's
is terrible. Like we were talking about earlier, like if a bunch of rocket scientists had a podcast about rocket science, that's like it makes me want to just gouge my eyes out.
Well, because really the only people who are going to listen to that are rocket scientists. But if they're a rocket scientist, they probably already know all of the stuff they're talking about.
Yeah,
So if there's a podcast,
it also shows how little we know about rocket science, the fact that we're calling it rocket science.
Correct.
It's like an overarching, like just nerdy thing.
aerospace dynamics or something.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's rocket science, man.
It is. I would think a rocket science podcast would actually be very interesting if it was a scientist.
No,
and
we're talking
a regular guy.
No, we're talking like equations
Oof.
and
Yeah.
derivatives.
It'd have to be like rocket science for dummies almost to
Yeah.
be able to understand.
That
any of it.
might be a good podcast. Rocket science for dummies. One rocket scientist and one dummy like Tyler.
Yep.
Me and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I don't know who that is.
He is a rocket scientist guy.
So
There you
Tyler,
go.
elaborate a little bit on this. Do you think my job is boring?
To listen to, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad we have we share some
I think
common conversation that we can have within our
and
jobs.
this is a callback to Print Shop. I think it would make for something fun to watch, but not listen to.
Wow, no. You like the print shop
Because you
of
got to spice it up. Yes.
the stuff that happened that wasn't the printing.
Like we do have some
there's
characters.
no
printing.
glamour of printing a shirt.
Right.
It's all the extra storylines that we came up with.
Mhm. The koozie hoarder.
Printing shirts is actually way better than you guys portray it to be. It's all about the end, like
What?
he's sleeping already. I haven't
Wait,
gotten into
measuring?
it.
What are you saying?
Lever.
This is episode 1 by me. He's already sleeping.
No, continue.
No.
No, I was actually curious what you were saying. What,
No, because when I continue, all you're gonna do is make the snoring. noise.
I wasn't making a snoring noise.
Yes, he was.
I was just sitting here.
The thing about printing, one of the greatest things about printing shirts is there's an end goal, and that's emptying all the boxes with the stuff in it, right? So to me, I like the satisfaction of seeing that there has been production there and an end goal that was met. That might just be my personality, but that's also what I like about printing shirts.
No, I'm with you, Ryan.
I just,
God, that
it just wouldn't be a good podcast.
Oh, it'd be a terrible podcast. But I like talking about it. And I really don't have anyone to talk about it with around here, which
You got
Besides the
Jade.
other printers.
You have like more people to talk to than anyone else.
yeah, but
You got 4
It's-
printers and Lakin and Jade to talk to about.
yeah, it just wouldn't be good conversation. That's why I talk to myself a lot.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
You're right, Tyler.
No, you could clap back with an editing videos podcast. That would suck. So
yikes.
that would be tough. Even for someone who edits videos.
Yeah, that's more of like a YouTube thing.
Yep.
Like I'll go watch an editing tutorial.
there are screen printing and heat press transfer YouTube channels, Ryan.
Yes. Oh, I've watched them. Trust me.
I've actually watched some too.
Yeah, I know.
I want to make sure that you know what you're talking about.
We should talk about it sometime. Just kind of
Just not on the podcast.
just see what you learned.
That's a great snoring noise, by the way.
That was good.
It sounds like we're dubbing it in later in my head.
Well, we are.
That was so perfectly timed too. He was so mad right away.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I think that it also matters too. Like whoever you got in the chair can make. I think there's some people in this world, podcast wise, that can make any topic interesting.
Right.
Like we don't do it talking about a bunch of other creators or people that do what we do very much, but I think that like Pat McAfee is a guy who can pretty much, he could literally make like being a fertilizer salesman seem interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he can make,
He would all of a sudden fertilizer sales is a glamorous job after he's done talking about it.
right. Yeah. So I think it also matters the person in the chair as well.
What are your guys' thoughts on like a lawn care podcast? Would you think that's a snooze fest?
It
Or?
would be a snooze fest for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think
I would love that.
It'd have to be a mini series because you get 3 episodes, 4 episodes deep. How are you going to keep talking about it? How many tips and tricks?
Like I feel like once you get your lawn to like the perfect state, you have to like destroy it again to talk to like
have any more
Yeah,
content.
you're right. You're right.
do it stuff again.
Because a couple
like,
of the lawn care guys I follow, they have literally burnt their whole lawn just so they can start over and redo it.
yeah, it's like a weird industry.
That's wild.
That gives me anxiety just thinking about having a brown lawn.
for 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, it grows back.
There's your podcast name, No Brown Lawn.
No brown lawn.
All
Yeah,
right.
you guys won't listen to it. I'm not doing
Hey,
that.
let's just tell Ryan, like, hey Ryan, yeah, you start your lawn podcast, and then be like, all right, Ryan, we're recording, and just never press record. He's just talking to himself and like, oh yeah, Ryan, that was a good podcast. And like, you know what? Actually, the file was corrupt. We're gonna have to shoot another one. Just do that every week.
Well, or it's like the TikTok that you made, like, hey Ryan, like really good job on the Breakfast Ball podcast this week. I thought it went really well, and then you walked away and you said, I didn't listen to it.
I'm not going to lie. Other than the clips that you've posted on Instagram, I haven't had time to listen to a full podcast yet. Gotten bits and pieces. I'm a busy guy, okay?
He doesn't even listen to his own podcast network.
Uh-uh.
But I also view it too, here's a spin zone, is I want you guys to build your own wings and fly.
You've been doing a good job at that.
I want you guys just to not have any outside infringement. You know, I want you guys to have any sort. I want you guys to build that on your own. I want you guys to be empowered. I want you guys to be able to feel like you built something from the ground up, and not because I gave you brilliant ideas like I usually do.
Ryan, what's your podcast idea?
That right there. Building stuff from the ground up and having the motivation of why you're doing.
There's a lot of podcasts like that.
No, I know, but there's a lot of podcasts like that from people who I feel like aren't qualified to talk about that.
That's true.
That's not my idea. My idea is, and again, not bashing the industry.
Oh yeah, we haven't done yours.
No, I take the back seat now. It's the Tyler Myles show. I could go for listening to a podcast with 2 insurance agents in a room talking about the best way on how to make sales and on how to make referrals. And at the end of the podcast, they always tell people to put 5 names in the comments for people that they can reach out to themselves and possibly do business with in the future.
Yeah, the insurance agent thing is very interesting to me.
That seems very specific, Ryan. Do you know an instance of people actually doing that, like the comment name in the comments thing?
Yeah, I mean, being a 27-year-old guy who, I'm a couple years out of college, the amount of insurance agents that have reached out asking for either my time or other people's times, like from the contacts
it's just such
list.
a weird industry in general.
It is.
Because the product is basically something that you could never, ever use.
Or that you don't want to end up using.
Right. It's like such a weird thing. Like, obviously I get why we have it and it's a good thing and all that stuff, but it's just like such a weird industry. And like, basically you're selling a scare tactic of, you're basically selling like what if scenarios.
Yes.
Right.
And basically I think it just comes down to like, you better be likable and you better have a good personality or you're going to get no business.
Well, yeah, I was going to say like, instead of selling me your service, sell me your trust right away. Because for me, I'm not diving into reading about all this stuff on the internet. I have the general knowledge of it, but how can I trust someone to do the job without their trust first off, right?
Yeah. Mostly it would be the worst podcast in that would be 2 insurance agents that don't have a good personality doing a podcast together. That would be the biggest snooze fest of all time.
Okay, I have an honorable mention. Can I throw
throw it in there?
A podcast about sign language? That would be a tough podcast.
Hey, that's very funny.
Thank you.
All right.
That would
Check out this next sign, and then it's just.
Hey, you got to be really good.
Hold on, I'm not done signing. Okay, there you go.
You make a great point with those signs.
Yeah.
Audio visuals. You might be good at that. You're good at audio visual.
Yeah,
guy.
I was thinking about that. Like, it would also be tough to like, just like have a podcast about math just in general.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to talk about?
Numbers.
Proofs.
Yeah. It's basically like, what's the square root?
Pythagorean theorem.
Pythagorean.
But like math
Pythagorean.
hasn't changed in however many years. Like there's no current events news that are coming out about math either. You know what I mean? Like the insurance world is changing. What do you got? What's going on?
The fact that he called it the Pythagorean theorem.
That's what it is.
Pythagorean.
Yeah.
It's a Pythagorean.
But I pronounce all the letters.
Okay.
I'm hooked on phonics from my sign language podcast.
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
How do you say it, Tyler?
Like that.
No, my brain is lost what you said. What did you say?
I think I said Pythagorean. I don't remember what I said.
Pythagorean?
We'll run the tape back. I marked it for
Jake. Do you
Jake.
know what the Pythagorean theorem is?
No, I don't remember. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
There we go.
There we go, Tyler.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Math is
Math
entertaining.
for dummies. Yeah,
See,
there we go.
maybe a podcast about math would be sweet.
Be electric.
PEMDAS. We could do a whole segment on PEMDAS.
What's the quadratic formula?
No idea.
Quadratic.
X equals the negative b plus or minus the square root of 2x something all over 4a.
Yeah.
Something like that.
4A is correct.
Yes.
Square root of x equals the negative b plus or minus the square root of 2x minus 4ac all over 2a. I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know.
We'll have to look it up on the
Quadratic
break,
formula.
which we're going to take a break. Guys, we're going to start our own podcast network. We're doing it. We're committed. We're talking about it right now. It's happening. Good stuff's happening here at You Betcha. Stay tuned on what these next podcasts are going to be about, what the new faces that we're going to be having join us. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about, depending on what side of the argument on, your favorite time of year or your least favorite time of year, Halloween. Guys, before we talk about Halloween, we got to talk to you about holiday gas stations. It's starting to get a little cool out there, Ryan. Starting to get a little chilly. Snow's starting to fall in the upper Midwest. I tell you what, there's nothing better than going and picking up some hot coffee on a cool, crisp snow day. Making maybe a little bit of a holly run.
Warm me up from the inside out.
Yep. Make a holly run to your nearest holiday gas station. The classic, it just snowed, and so you go you drift around corners in your truck by literally just pressing the gas too hard and spinning out.
Roundabouts are nightmares.
Air quotes drifting, and you drift right into the nearest holiday station. Get $35 worth of snacks, because all you're going to do the rest of the day is watch Netflix. Get yourself a holiday coffee,
Puffcorn.
beef jerky. We just become best friends. The whole thing. I think that sounds like I could actually go for that right now.
Yeah.
I could go for a nice snow, just a dropping of snow on us, and then just making a holly run, getting some coffee, snuggling up with a nice Netflix show.
Ooh.
Not with Ryan. I'm not going to snuggle with Ryan.
Well,
but
we're not that good of friends yet.
Well, we
Kind of are.
we won't talk about that one time. But guys, you got to head to holiday gas station, get some holiday coffee. It's always fresh, always good. Got everything else you need. Snacks, water, energy drinks, you name it, gas, car wash. It's a one-stop shop. Got to find your local holiday station and check it out. Ryan, Halloween is here. We've talked about Halloween on this podcast before.
He's already fired up, Tyler.
We've talked
Heard it in his
0
voice.
seconds in.
We have talked about Halloween before on this podcast. Yeah, I fucking hate it.
So what are you going for this?
Halloween
this year,
stinks.
What are you going as this year?
I am not going anywhere. I'm not Halloweening.
You're not doing the damn thing.
I don't know why I hate it. I think it's lame. This is like
When did this start?
like I feel like I have a lot of like who hurt you?
Yeah.
What girl?
What costume were you put in?
What
one
girl
year?
broke up with you on Halloween and left you standing there in your
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow outfit at a bar? No, it didn't happen. I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I feel like I have a lot of relatable takes. I feel like I understand and would agree with a lot of like what our audience and everything believes about stuff. I don't know. This is like a one take where I just am not going with the crowd on I hate Halloween.
When did you ever dress up for Halloween when you were in college? Any of that kind of stuff? All your buddies are doing it, so you're kind of just going along, going with the flow. When was the last time?
Anytime I've ever dressed up, I feel like it's just been a lame costume, like easy way out.
Just to make it look like you dressed up, but at the same time, you're like, I'm over this already.
You're the guy that just slaps on whatever jersey you have, and then you go as that player for
Or
Halloween.
like one year, all I did was I went to Goodwill and bought a black turtleneck, and I went as Steve Jobs with some like clear
Okay.
glasses.
There you go.
So I wore jeans, black turtleneck, and like white New Balance shoes.
You could have got a gold chain and been the Rock.
And then, next year I'd be the Rock.
Yeah.
Like I've done shit like that before, like super easy and lame.
I think another easy one is just getting like a Superman shirt with some dark rimmed glasses, and then kind of like just like a blazer over top of it.
Mhm.
Clark Kent.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's lame.
You don't like Halloween because so many people like Halloween.
It might be a thing. I don't know. I also just would feel so lame if like I went out in public with my face painted. But then like what I'll do is like I'll wear a cardigan and act like a chick in a video, and a million people will see it, and I have no problem with that. It's like the weirdest. You know what it is? I only want to do that for my business. It's gonna monetize off of it. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. Why is that? What's the psychology behind I will act and do a video making fun of someone and change and wear something different?
Well, I think it's because not everyone else is doing it. At the time that you're dressing up, making these videos, no one else is also dressing up for the photos or for whatever, for the special occasion.
And I just know I'm never going to be the guy that has the best costume at the party.
I think that's a big one for me too.
I think it's like there's always going to be someone who's got a better costume than me because I'm not going to go all out.
No.
I'm not gonna, like, I got a cousin who dressed up as old people, like,
And they
literally did their makeup, like made them look wrinkly and old and white hair, and bought a walker and the whole outfit, and like they legitimately like look like when they do like fake old people in like prank movies or shows.
Yep.
Like, they
like
look
Johnny Knoxville, the old man.
like Johnny Knoxville, like they look like old people, and it's like, well, I can't fucking outdo that.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I do it?
Think about how much better you feel like at the end of the night. You go out, you have a couple 13, 14 beers. They have to take that whole entire costume that they spent however many hours putting on. They have to take that off before they can pass out in bed. You, on the other hand, just
I could pass out anywhere.
you pass out just as you are.
I could pass out in the alley. I could pass out in the front lawn.
Yep.
Anywhere really.
You're
So,
not.
Myles, you talk like you like the easy way out with costumes. I actually enjoy those costumes way more than the elaborate ones. I love that the least amount of effort you put into your costume and it's still making sense, like finding that balance. I love that. Like one year I wore a maroon sweatshirt with a 5 on it. I was Maroon 5. Last year, last
Fucking dad
Your
jokes.
face right there.
last year at the
dad jokes.
last year at the news, I just had my
He just
black
likes
suit
dad
on.
jokes
Yeah.
costumes.
Kinda. I think they're funny. Last year at the news, when I wore black suits all the time, I just put on a pair of sunglasses and I
Black.
was Men in Black.
Yeah.
Becca wore a black shirt and she was super pregnant. We just put an 8 on her belly and she was an 8-ball.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
That is a good one.
Just low
I like
effort.
that one
Those are
better.
low effort. And I love those kind of costumes.
I feel like my costume this year is pretty low effort.
Wait, you got a costume this year?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Didn't you see the jersey the other night?
Oh, you're just Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. I bought the Boston Bruins jersey. I got the baggy, like lightish blue sweatpants and the black shoes.
And you
with
have
the
a
wooden
you have
driver.
a wooden driver. Yep.
You're gonna carry that wooden driver around all night?
I don't know if I am allowed to carry that around. Like
Weapon?
going into public places.
I've seen people with like lightsabers
Well,
at
you're
the
not.
bar.
You're probably just gonna go to a house party with only 4 or 5 people there because COVID.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna let me in the house with a wooden driver.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not coming in my house with that.
That's one thing too. I think with COVID is interesting. Is
Is Halloween canceled?
pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm getting the vibes
It
that
is.
people are like not doing it.
Yeah.
Which probably couldn't make you any happier.
Yeah, this is the best.
Silver
year ever.
linings.
2020 is great. Really? Because this has been a terrible. Well, it's been a terrible year, but Halloween kind of got canceled.
Canceled.
So as a kid, did you at least like
do you have a
getting the-
Halloween costume this year?
Yeah, I bought that hat in Colorado, so I'm just gonna be a cowboy, so I have an excuse to wear my hat.
Yeah.
What
but,
else-
Okay, that cowboy hat's not a cowboy.
It's really not, but I just want to wear my hat.
Why don't you just be an Australian Outback guy?
Okay, that's what I am.
So what's the rest of the fit?
I'll
gotta-
probably just wear like a checkered shirt. And
Take
a
that
vest.
bolo tie that we have.
I can't find it. I looked around for it for the presentation, but I can't find the damn thing.
What's funny is I think we actually had like a bolo tie company reach out to us wanting to sponsor stuff. Maybe we'll have to get the bolo tie company.
Yeah.
Breakfast Ball podcast. Tyler can wear the bolo
Just in
tie.
every piece
we
of
go.
content, now we all are just wearing bolo ties.
We don't explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like that idea.
I don't know. You can do a YB one.
Yeah.
YB bolo tie.
YB Bolo.
There we go.
The
Sell 'em on
U
website.
Bolo.
The U bolo. Yeah, that's okay.
So are you going trick or treating, Tyler?
No,
You're not gonna bring your child around and
he is 10 months old and can't walk. So,
yeah,
but he's not like the only way I'm going trick or treating is if he can go to the door himself and say trick or treat. So, and he's not even going to remember it. So there's no point, I don't think.
So the last year I went trick or treating as a kid, which I have no idea what age it was. What like
It's-
10?
Yeah, you stop like the
12
10 is
maybe?
12-ish range, don't you think?
So maybe I was 12. I have no idea. But at that point, I had figured out that this isn't about the costumes. This is about fucking how much candy you can get in one
yeah.
night for free.
Did you like that at least?
Oh, yeah. So this is what
Okay.
me and my buddy did. We strapped on the old rollerblades and we rollerbladed around the neighborhood to hit as many houses in one night as possible. Filled an entire pillowcase full of candy. And then they're like, well, what are you? We're like, we're professional rollerbladers. That was our costume.
Did you have
I was running schemes back when I was 12.
Did you have like elbow pads or just rollerblades?
Just rollerblades.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I got so much candy that night.
You could have just said you're John Doe, the professional rollerblader. No one knows who a professional
Yeah.
rollerblader is. They're
I
not
feel
gonna
like
doubt you.
I feel like Skylar
Skylar Johnson.
Skylar Drexler is like a inline aggressive skating
Yep.
name.
Yep.
I was Skylar Drexler that night.
They call you Sky though,
Sky Drex.
because the sky is not the limit for Skylar Drexler. Ah, shit.
So yeah, that was my last one of my. I think that was probably the last time I ever went trick or treating. I mean, Skylar
When you
Drexler
scanned the
just
neighborhood.
Hey, just to each house, shoving kids over. It's not about quality time with these people that I'm ringing the doorbell out. It's quantity. It's
Mhm.
chop, throw that candy in here. Let's move.
Now, did you go to every house or just the ones with the porch light on? Or you're just knocking on dudes' house that didn't want to trick or treat?
Probably to start, we went to everyone. Then we like got smarter and said, not worth it. Doesn't look like anyone's home.
Mhm.
But we were also in probably neighborhoods there was a lot of kids. So like there was probably someone almost at each house, or you could see ahead that they were like actually getting candy from them.
Yep. So are you gonna have your lights on or off when you get into your new home? And
Oh, I don't mind the like giving out of candy and
Sure.
stuff.
Mhm.
And kids, like I think this is a kid's holiday. It's when adults dress up
It's
like
just an excuse
lunatics.
to drink.
Like if you get let's say there's 5 couples, right? And you get them together and you do like a theme. Like my parents one time did a wig party where everyone just got a wig. Like you didn't have to dress up anything. They just got like a weird wig. They just had a party. Like I think that shit's kind of fun. Like that would be fun to do.
It's
But
simple.
like it's like simple stuff like that I think is cool. I don't know. That's a lame part of my personality is I don't like
What
Halloween.
kind of candy is Myles the You Betcha guy giving out?
Well, my ego would love to be the full size candy bar. You know, like,
the king size Reese's or the king size Snicker bar. Or,
Mhm.
but definitely chocolate. Not a fruity guy. Like
Really?
you're getting Kit Kats.
no
you're getting
Starburst from
Snickers.
you.
Well, maybe, but it's definitely gonna be Kit Kat heavy, Snickers heavy, Milky Way, the whole shebang. You don't get fancy with it. You don't need to put cow tails in kids'.
Those are pretty good though.
But
are
what
good.
I'm saying is, don't be that guy.
I'm a big Laffy Taffy guy.
I like
For
Laffy
Halloween.
Taffy. Did you guys used to pour out all your candy and then trade with your siblings at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's a must.
We
Or
were
you,
very protective of our candy bags.
My mom always tried to make us pour candy into a communal bucket after.
Mhm.
And then it was like put somewhere like where us kids couldn't reach it, like the cupboard up above, because she knew we'd eat it in like 3 days.
Like
and
the
be
cookie
done.
jar, you put it on the top.
Yeah. And what I always try to do is basically have my own stash that I don't tell her
Don't tell
about.
mom about.
And then
stuff
it's
your
like,
pockets.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
under my bed or
In
something
his sock
like that.
drawer, in the back of his sock drawer.
Yeah.
He's got like Snickers.
Oh,
Candy.
100%. I used to pull schemes like that. Mom. Oh, no, Mom. This is all we got that night. It's weird. Yeah, no big candy bars either.
My move is to always
Good night, Myles. Then wait a minute and a half, and then I'm just chomping on
you hear this.
a king size
Yeah.
king size Butterfinger going down easy.
She goes to empty the garbage and there's just a bunch of empty wrappers in there, like
Makes Miles' bed and there's just a bunch of wrappers under his pillow.
chocolate crumbs all over.
Hey, did you poop the bed last night? Shit, I fell asleep before I could eat the rest of that Snicker bar.
just say yes so you don't get caught.
Yeah, I'd rather get caught pooping the bed than pooping the bed. Is that even a thing?
I don't
gotta
think
Do
so.
kids poop the bed? Well, we're gonna find out. Tyler's gonna find out
True.
soon.
Once he gets rid of diapers, I'll let you guys know.
We're gonna.
He poops the bed all the time now, but he's got the diaper.
I mean, Tyler poops the bed every day at work.
Right.
Got him.
Tom Brady.
Cooked me.
Yeah, no, Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, could you imagine? Could you imagine waking up and like you accidentally fell asleep on a candy bar and exploded and it's just brown shit all
God.
over the nightmare. This is a little just a not related story. I almost died growing up because my bed started on fire.
What?
Yeah, I don't. So
Like on
basically,
Halloween?
could have been.
That's why he hates it. There we go.
Yeah, fine. It was traumatic.
That's
no,
like Freddy stuff.
well, so what happened was I had a bed and there was like a platform around my bed, and there was a lamp that was on there that had like kind of like what this mic stand is.
Yep.
Mhm.
You can move it around or whatever. And I fell asleep. I don't know what I must have been reading a book or some shit like that. And I must have rolled over and bumped the lamp or something because it was pretty close to my bed, and it fell down into my covers. And it was just on the entire night, and it burnt a hole through my comforter and sheets and burnt my mattress. And I woke up and my whole room was covered in smoke, and the whole house smelled like smoke. And like my parents woke up and thought shit was like something was
Burning.
on fire.
Yeah.
But what I found out is they actually make a lot of bedding and stuff fire retardant, and so that it doesn't start on fire.
So there's no flame.
There was
It
no
just
flame. It was
roasted
just
through.
yeah, it was just smoke because it was that way. And like for like the next like 3 days, I had trouble like it was like shortness of breath basically because I just was sleeping in smoke.
Just inhaling
I never
it.
woke up the whole time. My mom came, opened the door to my bedroom, and was freaking out, and that's how I woke up. I'm a heavy ass sleeper.
Jesus.
Well, you can tell by my podcast pitch. You're snoring.
Yeah, I almost didn't wake up from that thing. Yeah. And then like I went to school and like all my clothes smelled like smoke, and like people would like give me, like jokes like, were you smoking a pack of cigarettes or what?
How old were you?
We had to like have all the windows. It was in high school.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah. And like we had to have all the windows open in the house because the whole house just smelled like something burned for like a week. So, yeah.
Damn. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's a wild story.
Yeah, I almost died. It was almost no you betcha page. But thank God that the like bedding and like mattresses and stuff apparently are fire resistant.
I'm gonna have
like
to check my bedding, see if it says fire
Yeah.
retardant.
You got to see if there's a flame with the old circle and the line through it, you know?
Yeah, no flame,
Mm-hmm. No
Yeah.
cap.
no cap.
So it's a great lesson for all of our listeners. If you're gonna have a lamp next to your bed,
Don't read.
Don't read. Don't read and don't sleep. Just make sure your lamp's a little further. What if that was like, you know how we were joking about the guy who got chased by the mountain lion? Like he committed his life to making sure everyone knew the proper technique to get away from a mountain lion. Like from then on, I committed my life to like preventing bed fires. Maybe I should go on a circuit.
You're the Smokey the Bear of bed fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a spokesperson for Comfort King.
No one knows what that is, Ryan.
That's local.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a mattress company.
mattress
No
company.
free ads, Ryan. Jesus.
Oh, local.
So yeah. Thank God it didn't die.
And that's why you hate Halloween.
And
Yep.
it was probably around Halloween time. And it was, yeah. And then probably one of my friends as a joke went as a mattress that year. No, like
One
there
of
was
them
like
went as a
others.
lamp.
there was literally like a brown spot on the mattress that it was like it had burnt the mattress.
Did you get a new mattress or did you sleep on that one?
Oh, I slept on that one.
Just flip it over.
Yeah. Spin it.
Yep.
It's at your feet.
That's a wild
Such
story.
a weird thing to happen too.
Yeah.
It's very random. So
Yeah.
you're so random.
So random.
I'm surprised you didn't wake up and it was just like really hot in there. Like you just, how you wake up when it's too hot sometimes?
Yeah, I don't know. I slept through it, man. I'm a heavy sleeper. I sleep through alarms all the time. I'm a bear. Smokey the bear.
Smokey the Bear.
So yeah, I blame, I'm a survivor. Truly. I know this is going to be so tone deaf, but I know what everyone's going through in the California wildfires.
Oh no.
That was a joke, guys. Just relax.
Your bed almost started on fire.
I survived a wildfire.
But you think about that in context. That's actually wild.
I survived a mild fire,
Yes.
not a
I
wildfire.
think if you would have had like one of your grandma's handmade blankets, like a wool blanket or something, that baby would have started on fire
Yep.
right away.
Yeah. Would have
Or like one of those
my eyebrows
terrible
off.
scratchy hospital blankets.
Yeah.
That thing would have lit up in a heartbeat.
Well, I imagine hospital blankets are fire resistant as well.
You never know.
Just naturally, you know what I'm going to do right when I get home?
Light your bed on fire?
I'm going to check my mattress to see if it's
Oh.
fire retardant.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I have to now.
Yeah. Check it out.
Check it out. Yeah.
Well, this is a great way for me to start my new platform of being the fire bed awareness guy.
Yep.
Just say no to bed fires.
There we go.
Just say no.
Okay.
All right, guys. Somehow we ended up there on Halloween, but good luck on your Halloween trip. Don't just because I hate it doesn't mean you have to hate Halloween as well. I don't hold it against you. I get it. It's fun, silly. I'm just not going to dress up.
You've literally had people dress up like you on
I was
Halloween.
hoping we were going to go this whole segment without bringing that up, Ryan, but
Here we
yes.
are.
We couldn't though.
Yes, I have had that happen. There was actually like one guy like 3 months in that first Halloween
Yeah.
that did it. And we actually, what's funny is that guy, we sent him a bunch of stuff. He made his own You Betty. He wore the outfit. His wife dressed up like a Busch Light can. And then a year later at the Iowa Hawkeye tailgate, he showed up and he was hanging out with us. And I remembered him.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that was kind of cool.
Full circle.
He was the first guy to ever dress up as me as for Halloween.
Yep.
So that was
He's
cool.
gonna take that one to the grave.
That's right. I mean, usually that's like something bad, Ryan, but
Wow.
I suppose it could be good.
Yeah, it could be good.
Yeah.
He will take that to the grave. He will take that. I almost took my bed to the grave.
And yourself.
The bed was almost my grave.
Yeah.
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 So, all right, we're going to take our last break and we're going to wrap
got
up this
out.
podcast. All right, guys, we had a couple long segments there, so we're just going to wrap up the podcast here. Ryan, go ahead.
Guys, thanks again for listening into episode 90 of the You Bet Your Radio podcast. Remember, the merch closes tomorrow on Thursday at midnight, so go get your stuff before it gets closed down until November. We'd also like to thank Gina's Designs of the Heartland. Gina handcrafts, hand paints all of our wood pine signs that you'll find at oubetcha.com. We got the 3 Nectar of the Gods signs that go great in any man cave, any garage, basically anywhere you're going to be enjoying a nice cold bouche latte. You can find Gina's Designs of the Heartland at etsy.com/shop/GDOT Heartland, or again on our website, oubetcha.com. Go check them out. Go check out the merch. Go check out at You Bet Your Radio. Tyler's uploading all the podcasts starting from episode 1. Myles, I hope you have a great Halloween.
Hang that Gina sign right in this little garage.
I am Ryan, the t-shirt guy.
And I am Myles, you betcha guy. May your ranch always be runny. Your bush lattes forever be cold. Cheers, Ryan.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.